Well, my audio equipment just took a dump on me, so hopefully you can hear this, but the show must go on because the blueprint sale is active. And I always get this information out late. So welcome back. It's Middle Storms Ketamine. As you know, we've got our hangar and our blueprints pretty much maxed out. Well, not maxed out, but as good as you can do. So on our fall, we only need 2 prints to max that out, but really arc pulse at 2 been good enough for me. We got the FGR that we brought up. We got 4 for it. And this is all in just the last blueprints time. And then last week we brought up, not this one, sorry, the F22. And it needs its special and all 8 prints. So that should be waiting for us in the shop. I really got to look at things. So let's head to our shop. And we have FGR, arc pulse, and flare reload. Usually I would say keep about 2 that need prints, but there's always 3 offered. So I just knew we could bump it up to 3 since we've got our blueprints such under control. The downside, and I always maxed out my blueprints instead of my jets. You see everything's level 10. It was a lot of my level 12s were before the update they did a while back, so now you know to park them at 11. Then when you can run them up as high as you want to, and then when you get the silver you can push them up to 20. But the downside of doing it this way is you're not going to have very many 20s, and this is somewhat of a bad choice of 20s, but I made it at a new experience. The F4 wound up being, that was my first 20. It wound up working out. But anyways, let's see. So all of these are maxed out, like except for if you got a gun cooling mod, you want to get all 8 prints. But level 1 is fine. You don't need to go. So even if you see crappy prints in the store, buy them, because that's what I did. I bought the crappy ones, and then that'll give you the good ones. I mean, I don't see it. Flare reloads, that's another one I don't really use too much, so I just keep on level 1. But the main thing to this is like things where you have fuel mods, man. Arc pulse mods, ADV decoys. The JF Thunder, really, it doesn't get any better as you max it out. I mean, as long as you're staying low, every 3 seconds you can burst that, even on level 1. Your nuke, obviously, but the biggest thing I find is fuel. I never run out of fuel in any of the jets, and that's what you always usually kills you, is I lost all my fuel. It's especially important for gaining height. So in real time, another thing is I didn't really do, since we have our blueprints on top of everything, is usually we want you to save all your crates. Don't open any medium, large, because you're on the day 1. This is how I usually do my blueprint sale. I'll buy 1 print today, 1 print tomorrow, 1 print the next day, and I'll open 10 crates a day, and that usually gave me 7 to 11 blueprints a week, blueprints. But yeah, just go through here and open up about 10 crates a day, see what comes out for you. Since it is a blueprint sale, we'll open these up, see if we get anything lucky. I doubt it, because I'll show you why in a bit, but we did get one yesterday, FGR 4, out of here. Another thing I want to show you once I open these last few crates, I just decided to save these for the video just in case. But you'll see you'll get a lot of tokens out of these crates, and you want to get there as fast as possible. You'll see I'm on Flight Pass 106. How did I do that? Well, you got 1,000 crates. 1,000 aircraft credits, and all those aircraft credits, 10 aircraft credits equals 2 levels on your flight pass, so you can zoom through that. And then you can rack up on tokens, and if you don't believe that, we'll show you. We'll go to our 20s real quick. And yeah, if I want faster flares, I got 20 of those. If you want disruptive, I got about 20 or so of those. Daredevil mods, 69. Ideal, 25. And then fuel mods, we have 60. I mean, you see the payoff and benefit of this. I think I made it a Flight Pass 162 when I was coming up, just because I played a lot of Middle Storm, and that's with buying no gold, no fight passes or nothing like that, just lobbying up, completing your missions. Getting in a lobby helps you advance through your aircraft credits because you have these bonus XP, and your XP is what determines your flight level. So you go spin that thing around faster. That's every 10 credits. That's 2 flight passes. 2 levels on your flight pass. Where we have rewards. So by the time you hit your 20 credits, then you're advancing up 4 flight passes, 4 levels on your flight pass. And then when you hit these 100, you're all the way up here. It just goes by super quick. But anyways, like I say, you want to keep those closed for your blueprint sale. First thing we're gonna do is, another thing is you don't have a dime in your bank account until you have 24,000, because, well, really more than that, because you never know what's going to come up in your daily deals. A lot of times during blueprint sales, a blueprint's going to come up in your daily deals, in your ace shop, and especially at the end of the season, you'll get some for ace shop. So I always leave about 1,500 in there because they cost about 500 a piece. And then I just do the math at the end of the season. I'd like to keep about 1,500 in there because I'm going to get about 1,700 added back. So I'll just open large crates to deal with what I have at the end of the season. But we're going to go ahead and give us our special ability on our F-22. Go ahead and craft that out. And let it gather prints. But you want to work down. We'll go to the next thing in our shop, parts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got 7 seasons, kinda, worth of 7 flight passes worth of parts. One flight pass is 60% of your jet's parts, all the way up to 20 with silver. So you can at least apply the parts to that. But with level 7, I believe you need like 20,000 ish parts to max that out, and you'll see we're right out there, 20,000 with all these 7s. So they're right there. 3 or 4 flight passes should get me to where I max all these out, and then we can get the J20, I believe, is what I want to go for next. But to get those parts down is going to give your crates, less parts, more silver, more tokens, more mod materials, more things that you need to apply to your 20s. So you don't want everything, like usually when I open a squad crate, it's all parts. I rarely get blueprint. I do. No, I rarely get blueprints, I'd say, because of everything's just so on top. You're doing as good as you can here. So let's see. I used to buy these daily deals too when I was coming up. I'd buy like all of them that were under about 1,200. Just buy all of these, and all that does convert your silver to your hangar level. Well, not buying the daily deals, but just the prints and buying the prints. Excuse me, I about misspoke there. But you want to max out your parts. I'm getting in a rabbit trail, but okay. That also means when you go to you get these. Sorry, we live out in the woods. Dogs is going crazy. That means every time you get one of these mastery things and your blueprints or something are maxed out, your parts, you're going to get silver for everything. So it just ups your silver count, so you can do what I'm doing. You can save silver and take what you want to 20. We're going to work this Raptor up probably to 1,200, and then I'll zoom it up to 20. I just wanted to get the special because I just really hate seeing 20s up there with modded out but no blueprint. It's just because they moved everything too fast, bought jets too many times. We're going to do another video on the alt where I have things really under control with the hangar and blueprint level. Actually, a little too under control because I haven't been playing so much. The alt does on a squad. And I think other than that, maybe we've probably covered it. We'll just go ahead and add one arc print and add this rapid fuel. So now we need 4 and 5 prints for those 2 jets, and then need 7 prints for the Raptor, and we're gonna leave it there. Leave it like this. But we could definitely, because it's a not that useful ability at level 2. I mean, maybe other players need, I don't know. On the F-16, I only have it at level 1, and that's been way sufficient. But I don't want to mess up my strategy. We want to go ahead and max these out before we move anything else up. My 7s are neglected, and there are some good ones down here, like the Farmer. I haven't got to move it up, the Skyhawk, but these are all, they're coming, because it's just a preference of what you like, right? I know the MiG is a popular 20, but I just, to be honest, I'm a medium long range guy. I love to do long range stuff. That's why the F-14. But then again, the F1 is probably one of my strongest jets, especially in 1v1. So I don't know. We're a strange player. There is no doubt about that. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I don't know. We've covered our parts. Oh, levels. A lot of people want to ask about levels. So these 1 through, alright, what I do when I get a jet is I put it at level 1. And I run it up as high as I can. You've been neglected a little bit. I run it up as high as I can until it takes about near all 4 of them long range to actually kill somebody. And I think it was the F-22 that I had down here that was a 3. And then I'll bump it up to 3. And play with it as long as try to get it up to here to these 900, 800 number, or just really want to shoot for 1200. And then I kind of leave these alone after I get them because these kind of like new. Well, obviously, but you get it. I just kind of leave them alone, run them up to 800 or 900, whatever I can, until I get bored of it. And then I park it, and they're down here gathering parts for the most part until I want to bring them up and let them start gathering prints. And then I don't really push anything past 10 or 11. Like I say, the 12s were before the update, but if I take this Felon or the Rafale, the Tornado, I can run them up in half to 1300, 1400. I just like to get them at 1200 and park and work on something else. I don't like fighting bots. I want to see you. I would recommend parking them at 11 because you can run them up this high, and as long as you don't, even if you lobby up with somebody, you're not going to pull 16s. Or worse, a lot of times things will happen to me if I get in a double lobby with somebody and have kind of like this setup going on, and it seems like we pull a 5 stack of Grim Reapers every time. So to avoid that, keep them at 11. When you get up in the high trophy range, sometimes it can bite you with this matchmaker. Matchmaker likes 1 through 7s, and then that's another thing is people don't really understand the matchmakers. It does go off of your trophies first, and then plus or minus for your levels, so it's going to take all that into account. If I take this aardvark out now, there's a good chance there's going to be 16s on the other side, because there's probably some lower level 16s or even match 16s, and that's just how the algorithm does it. I haven't run across that lately, but I think it's just because of how I fight, or how I've got them leveled up. But anyways, I think that's about what we'll cover, and the next video we'll post, we'll cover the alt and what's going on down there with it. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comments, or concerns, post in the comments.